What's good, Fin Nation? What's good? It's your boy Reason. And as always, lately, I'm joined by the homies Martin and Rhino. How you guys doing tonight?
Hey, guys.
What's going on, man? Fins up.
So just a little quick programming note. This show that was originally scheduled with the Dolphin fan, that'll go down sometime next week just because the Dolphin fan, due to weather and his job primarily taking place outside, a lot of his work got pushed back. So today he's burning the midnight oils tonight with work. So we'll be rocking that next week. So and by the sounds of it, he'll be working almost all Memorial weekend for you because I know it's Memorial weekend out there for you guys. So, so we got a couple things to talk about. Then we'll open it up to you because with all the shows me and Rhino and Martin did this week, we didn't open up any of them to you guys really. So I know people have thoughts on the whole Tua Zoom thing. Gesicki Zoom, I'm sure, has some thoughts. So we will get into that. You know what I wanted to do, and actually I should have thought about this earlier. I'll get your opinion, Martin.
Mm-hmm.
Should I play that portion from the finish line where Richmond talks about it?
Sure, yeah. I would say yeah. Richmond made an awesome point.
Because Richmond kind of backed up what me and you and Rhino were saying.
Yes. Mm-hmm. I would say yes. If you can play that portion for it.
Yeah, I'll you know what? I'll bring that out. And it's just such nonsense, like Colin Coward spinning that. You know what I mean?
I know.
You know, Coward out here saying, you know, he's out here telling us his hip's okay when no one asked him. What are you talking about? Did you not listen to the Zoom? Did you just let whatever dork of a intern you have just give you like, you know, the crib notes of it? Because yeah, he was asked about his hip.
I feel bad for Colin, man. Yeah,
I closed the window at that point.
I don't feel bad for him.
He went on the deep end for real, man.
Yeah, bro. Joey
Tua love to Tua hate,
and he's poisoning my goddess of the thickness, bro.
Joy has to just sit there and listen to it.
Oh, she likes it. Don't.
Well, she
no Joy slander.
I know we love Joy. We love Joy. We all do. Okay.
There's very few women in the world I would think twice about, and you know what I'm talking about. And Joy is one of those.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
Okay, let me just all right. Okay, so I'm just queuing it up for when we get to it. All right. Let's don't you Pyro, I will ban you. And I will ban your family from this chat, bro. Okay?
Oh my god.
Watch your mouth, son. All right. So there's a few interesting tidbits today, and they're both regards to Tua. Well, one of them's about Lynn Bowden, but I'm not going to sit here and read the whole Lynn Bowden article because it's so very long that I implore all of you that haven't seen it yet to go see it. I'll show you guys the link. I'll drop the link in the chat, and I'll show you guys, you know, the actual tweet where you can find the article in case any of you want to go and talk about it. But anyway, I'll read it because I do implore all of you to read it. So first little bit of news here. It came out today that Tua ran weekly practices at local park with the Dolphins receivers this offseason.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, he kind of alluded to this a little bit when he talked about in his Zoom session about not going down to Hawaii and staying up here so he could put in that work with his receivers.
Right.
You know, and from what I gather, the context of it is like this is as soon as the offseason started, they started getting to work. What are you guys' thoughts on, you know, yet another example of Tua showing the leader he is and just trying to get better at the position and build a better rapport with the receivers that he has?
Right, I can go first, Ranu.
Of course, man.
Oh, all
I
right.
want the
I'm just making sure, man.
No, you go first, bro.
You got it. All right. So, honestly, when you see things like that, and you know, it's more so a confirmation of, you know, who I thought Tua was, you know, as far as why I was so excited about us drafting him, when we drafted him at 5, right? Tua is one of those rare players that, you know, what once things don't go right, you know, once a mistake is made, he, for whatever, I don't know how he does it, but he literally highlights it in the back of his mind, and then moving forward just goes to work. I don't know what it is, you know, it's just a switch that he has. And trust me, after that week 17 loss to the Buffalo Bills, it was in his mind. It was in his mind, like, you know, nothing else in the world mattered. He had to get better. So just hearing that he was the one, you know, constructing these practices, narrating scripts. Look, it just confirms what I believe Tua to be, which is just one of those rare guys that just really genuinely wants to get 1% better every day. And, you know, bringing in guys like that who, you know, we're hearing that, you know, Tua didn't quite know the plays really good, which is a sign of, you know, he didn't quite have the full grasp of the playbook, but guys still came out there every week and wrote for him.
Appreciate
I just love it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, what are you thinking, Rhino?
Oh, he probably needed the extra time to work in all the audibles, you know. No, but for real, it's something that he's able to do this season compared to last season because of where he is in his recovery from a hip injury that happened a year and a half ago. He's just working to learn how to walk and run and be able to throw the ball. Now he's beyond that, and he's able to actually work with the receivers he's going to have for the season. So it's pretty obvious, right? What's going on? He's gearing up for the season. He's coming for everyone, and he's taking every moment he has to do it to get himself, his teammates, and if he has to drag a coach along again this year, he'll drag a coach this year. I feel what happened last year with him and Changeli, I don't think he would allow to happen. I don't think it will happen, but if it did, I think he's dragging that sucker along with him. He's coming this year, and you can just see it in everything he's doing.
Yeah, man. Someone hit me up and they DM me, and it's like, you know, it's not like a source or anything like that, but like someone DM me and they're just like, they just basically said, you know, I've got a sneaky suspicion that this is going to be the type of year 2 leap where like Lamar and Mahomes had, where he's a sneaky MVP candidate. You know, a lot of people are just like, you saw what Tim Hasselbeck said today?
No.
Tim Hasselbeck basically questioned Tua not learning the playbook and said, "Oh, I better," you know, you don't see Joe Burrow coming out and saying that. People are like, "Yo, Tim Hasselbeck, have you looked at your stats lately? Like, two in year 1 put up better stats than you did your whole fucking career. Okay, why are you out here even talking, bro?" You know what I mean? Like, it's just,
yeah.
And Nico said it right there. Same storyline as Lamar Jackson pre-MVP year. Remember, people didn't believe he could throw the football. People thought he could only run. Then that's all he'd ever be. And then he comes out and he goes out there and wins an MVP, right?
Right.
So, you know, it's just, I go back to that meme, you know, throw it in the chat right now. That meme, the Equalizer meme, bro, that thing gets more relevant as each day passes. It's unbelievable. Like, it's just, these people do not realize, listen, we had an old saying, you know, in hockey, and I know the people say in other sports, you don't poke the bear. And they're poking the bear, bro.
Yeah.
And the thing is, he's a humble guy.
Very.
He's not the type that's going to roar in your face. He's just going to walk up and shred you apart and eat you. And that's what it seems like we're getting to here. Like, what did I tell her? The silent assassin, bro. You know, when I called him the cerebral assassin, you know, like, It's just another adage, nice guys finish last. Well, I got a feeling this nice guy's trying to finish first, bro. And he's trying to make people eat crow along the way. And
no barking.
I'm gonna sit there and I'm gonna enjoy stuffing that crow down people's throats.
Sure.
We got all of our targets already lined up. You know what I mean?
Witness protection, Martin. Some people need protection.
Well, I feel you on that, Rhino, but it is what it is. They dug the hole for themselves, and I just pray for their their backlash, because it's coming, man.
Look what Coward did. He poked Baker for a couple years. What happens that I said needed to happen? OBJ gets out of the way, albeit by injury, and I don't wish injury on anyone. And Baker goes back off.
Yes.
Baker takes him to the playoffs.
Yes.
And did Coward not learn the first time around? Because I'll tell you right now, Tua is a more talented quarterback than Baker Mayfield was coming out. The only thing Baker Mayfield has on him is arm strength. That's it. That's literally the only thing he has on him.
They'll throw in Baker's moxie, like his kind of his kind of swag or something like that.
But don't forget here. When you're talking about arm strength, whether it's Herbert or Baker or whatever, or Josh Allen, Tua can throw the ball 60 yards. How many guys you see are bombing at 70, 80 yards?
Rarely in the NFL.
So really, in terms of the only thing arm strength really means in the next level is getting the ball there faster. That's all it means. And guess what? You can make up for that if you have elite anticipation skills.
Which Tua has, fortunately.
Just saying. If you have elite anticipation skills, you can get it there, because guys who have bigger arms are a little bit lazier on the anticipation part normally. Not all of them, but normally, because they don't have to anticipate like that. Right?
Say that again.
So a guy who has elite anticipation skills can get the ball there just as fast as someone with elite arm strength. I'm just saying. But you got a bunch of casuals out here fronting like they know everything about the game and trying to tell people different.
Well, they don't know any better. I mean, like you said, I don't know if it was you or Larry. There are 32 teams. They don't know what's going on the team. They can just go what people report, like someone like Armando or Omar, and that's what's coming out here. And it came out of Tua's mouth. That's why I'm personally frustrated. I understand he's a Christian and he needs to be honest for his religion, but dude, you don't have to answer everything. Bite your lip. Just bite your lip. I mean, these sharks will eat you alive. They don't care about context. Right. They don't care about the history of things.
Some of them can't even spell that word, Rhino.
No, they don't care the fact that we know what happened last year. And when you say certain things, we understand, but they'll take out of like I said, context. Someone needs to sit him down, please. Flo, if you're listening, I don't know. That might be a rare thing, but please sit him down and tell him this. You don't have to answer everything, young man. Please.
Well, yeah. That's more so on the PR. They're gonna review. First of all, the questions that were asked, and then second of all, how Tua responded, and then just go through a minor tutorial of, hey, Tua, just so you know. This is why they're going to be asking you these particular type of questions. Just be mindful of the nature of how you answer these questions, and it's as simple as just going through those basics tutorial stuff.
Right,
I agree.
But yeah,
I can hear the frustration around his voice.
No, because this is what drives me nuts.
He's right. He's not wrong though.
I know.
I'm gonna read this quote, man. It just drives me nuts, and people just jump over it like he didn't say it. Like it wasn't in context when he said it. Actually, what I'm saying is that I didn't actually know the playbook necessarily really, really good. Wink, wink. And that's not on no one else's fault, but my fault. Our play calls were simple when I was in. How the hell did that happen? I didn't have alerts and checks, whereas now, today, 2 days ago, feeling more comfortable, I can kind of maneuver my way through these things. Now, I don't know how anyone can take that out of context.
Isn't that a key thing?
Yes.
And I'm going to play a clip from the finish line with me, Richmond, and ball game, and I bring up what you just said.
Oh, thank God, Richmond's. Oh, thank God.
I said I said in regards to that little piece you just said there about now I can maneuver. You know, when he talks about now I'm comfortable and I can maneuver, what does that tell you? He's more comfortable with the current playbook.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And he's more, and you know what that also tells you if you read into it? Guess what? I call them Godsville. Godsey and Stuteville have sat him down and they've already gone over alerts and checks. They've already broken down film with him. And they said, listen, if we call this and they show you this, check into something like this or that.
What does it take, 45 minutes? 45 minutes to sit everyone in a room and go, guys, if there's a two-man blitz, we're going to Preston. Whatever you want to call the play. How difficult is that? Obviously, my opinion, Gilly didn't do a damn thing for that kid. Not a damn thing. Sorry.
That's tough, man.
By the way, I'm gonna have to come out with some Godsville shirts.
Yes.
Bring them out.
Someone said Studsy. That's good too.
That's
Studsy, Godsville.
Yeah. Godsville, I can do so much with that logo though. It's unbelievable.
And put two on there with like a horizon in the back of them or something.
Man,
bro, no, I
have
have a meme of Jesus' body with his head on it. So I can put that in the background and look like he's blessing. Blessing God's into Stuteville, bro. It's coming down.
I'm not trying to remove Tua from blame. He had some shortcomings last year. Some were mental, some were physical, some were rookie stuff, but it just seems really wholly unfair to blame a kid that went through what he went through last year when you have a 17-year veteran, an OC that knows how to be an OC supposedly. It just seems weird to me.
But I think that's kind of the sign of the times where
well, you know more about that, Martin, than I do. Yeah,
it feels like patience is not, is not valued anymore, to be honest. And with the injury that Tua came off of, it's weird because once you come off of that type of injury and professional, doctors, surgeons, etc., is saying that this is the type of injury you only can recover from a year and a half later compared to, like you said, 351 days removed from the surgery. It's like, why aren't these critics and skeptics taking any of that into consideration when referring to how Tua performed last year? Tua clearly mentioned that he was using mostly his arm versus the entire, like how you were saying, Reason, that kinetic energy of using your entire body from the soles of your feet to your fingertips. If you have any type of ailment, you're going to be affected by it, especially an obliterated, hip like that. I'm just curious as to who has agendas out on Tua, because it's weird to see them not, mention these type of things when describing, that when describing his struggles last year as a rookie, by the way. So I don't know.
I agree.
Let me just do something here.
I just don't know when it became like a thing to just destroy a rookie. The whole thing is Herbert, and it's not Herbert's fault. He had a great season. Being benched twice didn't help. This is the problem. Flo's an honest man. He does what's best for the team. He benched him because he thought Fitz could win the game for him. That's it. Doesn't go any further than that. And rather than keeping that in context, they have to make it a whole thing. And no, it's not. It's not good Tua got benched. That's fair. That's fair. But the fact is, he was in the next game. So please mention that when you're bringing up the other part.
Yeah,
I would hope. More people come out. Even I saw Florio and Chris Sims kind of sticking their neck out for Tua, which was a little weird because they were on the kind
killing
of
him the week before, yeah.
And I was like, that was interesting.
And Josh kind of nailed it on the head. If Tua played like that with limited knowledge of the playbook, what the heck is he going to do with a great understanding of it this year?
Amen. Hell yeah.
That's why that MVP talk might be like, it might be real.
Far-fetched. And here's the thing. And we talk about this on the Finish line. If you guys haven't heard it, go to dolphinstalk.com and it's up there. And You can choose SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, Podbean, Audible, whatever. And one of the things we talked about in regards to that was, I bring this up ad nauseum, right? With Najee talking on the Pat McAfee show about how it was when he saw the playbook at the Senior Bowl, it was very similar to what they ran at Bama. It was just different terminology, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and because I'm hammering it into people's heads, right? And because that's the only way I can get through to some people.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to think about this for a sec. What is he doing, right? Like, what are Godsey and Godsville doing, right? What they're doing is they are making a playbook that, I hate to use this word again, but plays to his strengths. You know, we heard Godsey when he talked about retention, right? When Godsey talked about retention and stuff like that, what's the easiest way to make a quarterback, especially a young quarterback, retain the information? Give him a playbook full of plays he's familiar and already comfortable with.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It's not rocket science here, people. It really isn't. What did they do? What did Zach Taylor do in Cincinnati?
Mm-hmm.
They tailored their playbook to what they were running at LSU.
Mm-hmm.
We were the only team with a rookie that didn't do that.
That's correct. We
Why?
ran Fitz's offense.
Exactly. Because the offense was tailored to Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Context.
Boom.
Mm.
Like, this isn't really hard to understand.
No.
But you got the people out there that want to spin their narratives. I got a hard on for the kid.
Mm-hmm.
No pause there. Got a hard on for the kid. And all they want to do is see them fail, yet they call themselves Miami Dolphin fans.
Mm.
Listen, and I got to correct something. Rhino, you know you've been listening to me for a long time. Martin, I know you've been listening to me for a bit. I never wanted Josh Rosen to fail. I would always say, I don't care if our quarterback is white, black, brown, purple, yellow, orange, as long as we get elite play from the position.
Mm-hmm.
I would always say, me and EM would always say, we want Josh Rosen to succeed, but the tape is telling us he's not going to succeed. So you got to move on from him. I always went by what the tape told me, not by a personal agenda.
Right.
That's the difference with me and some of these people out here. Well, also because A, I have the access to the tape. B, I know how to watch the tape. That also matters too. You know, some people out here, I watch tape. I know what it means. No, you don't. All right. Plenty of examples on people that have said that we could highlight, but we won't go into depth about that. So that's my whole issue here.
Right.
That is my whole issue here. You got people lying about their ability to not only access it, but how to watch it, trying to spin narratives. And you literally don't know what you're talking about. Literally don't know what you're talking about. You got jabronis out here that think because, and you know all who I'm talking about right now, who think because they live 5 minutes from Hard Rock, all of a sudden that means they know everything about football.
Yeah. Osmosis.
Okay. You might be able to fool the naive casuals, but you can't fool me, and you can't fool the people in the chat that have been watching Phinside the NFL consistently. You just can't, because I've done a damn good job at educating them enough to be able to see, smell, and hear bullshit the instant it hits the airwaves. All right? And, I mean, that was one of my goals when I started this too, right? About educating people.
Exactly.
So this is my whole thing. You know what I mean? When you're going to talk about breakdowns, you're going to talk about players and what they could be, their potential. Listen, I'm not some guy sitting up here rifling off PFF stats. Okay? You know, I'm not some guy up here saying, I watched tape and did it, and then showing you highlight packages and saying, trying to pass that off as tape. Okay? I'm not some guy who never played football at a decently high level and is trying to make y'all think that I know the game more than people that did. Like, look at Martin's up here all the time. Martin played at a very high level, higher than me. You know, I played college ball here in Canada, but he played Florida A&M. That's a high. I look at that as a higher level. Fuck, we played 3-down football out here. Okay, so I look at that as a higher level that he played at. Okay, this guy went up against the Miami Hurricanes. He went up against legit talent. You know, the only guy I can really talk about that I went up against in high school and in college was a guy by the name of Jesse Lumsden, who's now a Canadian bobsledder for the Olympics. Okay, so I don't even have. He tried out for the Seattle Seahawks, but I can't rifle off names like a lot of these guys out there can. So that's why me and Martin get along, because that's a guy who played at a high level, and even Martin understands my aptitude.
Yes, yeah.
Well, it's obvious what they listen. The thing is, I understand what you're saying and I appreciate it, but all you have to do is listen between the difference of the two. If someone asks you a question about a player, bam, it's there. If someone asks you about a position and how they should attack a defense or offense, bam, it's there. They don't need to look for a second install, look at Google to answer the question, bro. That's my argument. Okay. You can pick up those guys real quick, and you're not one of them. So,
and someone asked who's he calling out because I'm new to this channel. I'm calling out everyone on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter that does this stuff. No one specifically. This is a generalized call out, okay? People that try to pull the veil over your eyes, and they think because the amount of followers they have on Twitter or the amount of subscribers they have on YouTube all of a sudden gives off the impression that they know what they're talking about. Come on.
Jabronis.
Yeah, exactly. Jabronis, bro. So, and Sam from PFF, Irving. Yes, Sam from PFF falls under that. I'm calling out people who do audio podcasts because Sam Monsoon with that Jamar Chase take, I called him out and he didn't want none of this. Shout out to Tommy 999 says, do people really forget the second half of the Chiefs game? Tua was playing with 4 stringers as wide receivers and he elevated the play around him and nearly won us the game. Yes, Tommy,
yes,
people do. Yep. But you know why? Because it doesn't fit their narrative.
Yep.
Truth.
That's why they push it to the back. It's the same reason why some people want to forget how after that game, Chan Gailey was asked, did you know Tua could run the no huddle that effectively? Oh, no, I didn't. then the next week, Chan Gailey's out there telling the media, oh, I don't like that no huddle nonsense. I don't like that stuff. Right there, he's telling you he doesn't want to play to his quarterback's strengths. The thing is, you can't expect a humble Christian kid to come out here and throw someone under the bus. But if you read between the lines, he did.
Oh, he did.
Last year, he called Gailey out in a polite manner when he said, did he or did he not? When he said, me and some of the guys on offense were wondering why these plays were being called. We were asking why these plays were being called at certain times. What does that tell you? They don't agree with what's being called. Then he goes into further context. This time around, what does he say? He says, I was running plays where I knew we were dead in the water, but I did not have the ability to check out. Now, if you really break that down, when he says, I'm calling out plays that I knew were dead in the water, basically, what's he telling you? That he's reading the defense. He's reading the front. He's reading what's coming at him, whether it's disguised or not. He sees what's coming. He's reading the defense, but he doesn't have the ability to check out. And here's my thing, and I'll go back to this. Even if they simplified the playbook for him, a good offensive coordinator, a good quarterback coach are going to come together. They're going to say, listen, Tua, and this is during your week of installs and game planning. They're going to come together with your quarterback. They're going to say, listen, when you see this and we call this, here are options for you to check into that we know you're comfortable running, that we've seen you run in game or we've seen you run at practice that we know you can execute. But people, this was turning into, he's literally telling you, I couldn't. Not because he didn't have the ability to, but they just didn't allow him to. And I tell you, if any of you watch the game, if any of you know how to watch pre-snap movement and pre-snap checks, why was Ryan Fitzpatrick constantly checking out of what was being called in?
Because Gailey's an idiot. That's why.
The guy who the whole system was catered to was even checking out of what was being called down to him. The thing is, he just knew the playbook like the back of his hand because he had been in that system for over 5 years when you total it all up.
Yep.
This is not complicated stuff. This is not. And people are actually expecting, oh, well, he didn't say that. What do you think this kid's going to start throwing people under the bus?
Right.
As a second-year quarterback and the upbringing he has, let me ask you this question. Do you think he's the type of person that would do that? No. Do I gotta spoon feed this to some of you people? Like put you in a high chair, put the bib on, open up the.
Here comes the airplane.
Open up the applesauce and just feed it into your mouth.
Yes.
Unbelievable, bro. Unbelievable, man. And I was even complaining about Chan. If you've been around long enough, you know I was complaining about Chan Gailey before they even went to Tua Tagovailoa.
You were. Mm-hmm. And I was the idiot saying maybe it was Flo too.
So I'm just saying it's unbelievable. So what I'm going to do here is, oh, Tilly, I'll shove the spoon in there right down their throat till they choke on it, bro. Don't you worry. All right. So, and guys, hit that subscribe button because we're about like 85, 83 away from hitting 4K. So go ahead. You could see Reason in 4K. So go hit that like button and go hit that subscribe button. Show some love. All right. I want to play about 5 to 6 minutes of the finish line with me, Ball Game, and Richmond Webb. And there's going to be a part that I'm really going to highlight. You guys will see highlighted because I ramble on a little bit. So I'm going to play this. Just let me know if you guys can hear it, okay, when I start rolling it.
Right.
All right, let's play this. I did, and he was dead wrong about.
Yes.
Hear that?
It's good.
Tua said that his hip felt 10 times better, which he did, but Colin tried to tell everyone that he basically said that unprovoked, where if you watch the Zoom, which again, I'm sure you guys did, he was asked about his hip and how it felt. Like, it wasn't unprovoked. He was literally asked about it. You know, he was even asked about if his hip bothered him last year, while he was playing, where he said that, I didn't really think about it. I just went out there or whatever. When I was running around throwing the football, I just went out there and did it. And anyways, what were you guys? Throw the Colin Coward stuff out in the trash because that's where it belongs. But I still have you Queen of Thickness. When you talk,
we love Joy.
Your initial ball game on this one, just on this part alone, what was your initial thought when he said, "My hip feels 10 times better than what it did last year"?
I mean, he's had the time, bro. He's had the actual time to get into the gym and put the work in necessary other than just remedial physical therapy. Now he's actually had a chance to go and do strength and conditioning, you know what I'm saying? Probably got his yoga and his Pilates, stretching out those muscles that have been tensed up from the surgery that he never really got a chance to really work out and work through.
It's true.
That's what we expect. And I'm 100% on board with him letting people know, listen, I'm not the same dude I was. Like, I feel 100 times better. You know what I'm saying? My hip is no longer an issue. But, when he's saying that, he's kind of letting you know that there was, and even though he didn't complain about it, there were some limitations that he had with that hip, which we all kind of figured anyway, because that was a catastrophic injury. So, you'd be kind of crazy not to assume that he didn't have some type of limitations with that whole situation. But I like the fact that he's candid, bro, about it, and about how he feels, because how he feels is going to translate more so over to how he plays. And I think that's his way of kind of letting people know also, like, I'm not the same dude. Stand by to stand by. It's going to be different. So,
yeah, I like that. Stand by, stand by.
Yeah.
Richmond, what were your thoughts about when you heard him clarify that, my hip feels 10 times better? And I agree with Ball Game, even though Tua flat out said he didn't feel like he had any limitations. Careful,
red
comment. No Tua, no Joy slander.
He
wasn't out here trying to show any weakness in that sense. What did you think about when he said that?
Well, not only when he said that, but the other comments he made. I was just sitting here thinking about it when talking about it when you were introducing the topic, and words that came to my mind was character, integrity, honest, and he's accountable. And for somebody to admit that I didn't know the playbook as well as I should, when you're that open, not only with your teammates but with the media, because they look to just pounce on you and stuff like that. That shows a level of maturity to me to say, okay, this guy can be honest and say, hey, look, I didn't have it all together last year, but that was last year. That's not going to be this year. And that's what I'm saying. Every time this kid, he's willing to put the work in to get where he's a competitor, this and that. And that's what I love about him. But when you can be that open and like Ballgame said, you can be that candid and your teammates respect you. They'll hold you in a higher regard because you're not trying to say, well, if Richmond would have did this, or if Ballgame would have did this, or if Reason would have just reached out and caught that ball, this that. He's not looking to blame anybody. He's putting the weight of on his shoulders. And I'll go to war with anybody like that any day of the week. And that's what I focused on. But, you ask him, hey, it feels 10 times better, which you should, because he's had a chance to make it through the season and then work on the strength and conditioning, like you said, in Ballgame said, strengthen that hip, work on his footwork, this and that. I've seen the videos. I'm sure plenty of people have seen the videos. And you can see the transformation in his body, all that. So I'm looking forward to it. So I loved everything he said.
Yeah, me and Ballgame might be wrong because we said he's going to go probably about 220, 225. He looks like he's creeping in on 230, man. No lie with the way his body's at right now. And he even talked about, he's like, I've been working on my glutes to strengthen my hip, right?
All right, guys, here we're going to get into Gailey a little bit here.
Out, right? For when you make those throws and you step through. And, and a key word that kept popping up yesterday, it popped up in the start of the Zoom. It popped up at the end of the view when he's more candid about last year, was comfortability. He was really trying to, he's giving off the perception that he's far more comfortable this year, not just with teammates, but it seems that with the playbook that is installed this year compared to last year, he talked about how he's still working on his cadence. You know what I mean? He's talking about how he's still working at, and I like this, the order of operations, at the line of scrimmage. I liked how he said that. About shifting protections, all that kind of stuff. He's working on that, trying to get better on that. He talked about, how he stayed in Miami, not only to work out this year and get his body stronger, but, he said, my receivers aren't in Hawaii. They're here, right? And I wanted to work with them and get on the same page with them. But near the end there, when he started opening about the playbook, kind of what you're touching on, Richmond, I want everyone to listen to what Richmond says in his answer. The lines with him, because this is a guy who played with Dan Marino. This is a former, really one of the greatest left tackles ever. Right? Like he stressed really, which means to me, he knew it to an extent, but he didn't know it like the back of his hand, like a guy like Fitz would have known it, who's been in that system for however long, right? And when you talk about and I'm going somewhere with this, well, there was a quote that really stood out to me, guys, and it was I'm gonna read it to you. He's like, I wasn't as comfortable just in general. I wasn't comfortable calling plays. I think the guys that were here last year were phenomenal. I just didn't have the comfortability of checking plays, learning plays, and doing that. I just rode with the play. Even if I knew it wasn't going to work, I was going to try it and make it work still. I didn't actually know the playbook necessarily really good, and that's no one else's fault but my fault. Our play calls are simple when I was in. I didn't have alerts and checks, where now I feel comfortable and I can maneuver my way through these things now. All right. That's a lot to unpack there if you actually think about it, right? Because if you go back to last year, guys, you might remember, you may not. I forget what week it was, but he had that Zoom session after the game where he talked about how himself and some of the offensive players, weren't on the same page as Chan Gailey in terms of the play calling, right? I believe he said they didn't understand why certain plays were being called, right? They wanted to know why certain plays were being called. And I mean, running a bubble screen at the 5-yard line in the Buffalo Bills game, that probably falls under that category. But when you talk about what he's saying here, okay, when he basically, he says, our play calls are simple as I didn't have alerts and checks. All right. Now, this is a lot to unpack in the sense of, and let's start with you, Richmond, and then we'll get to ball game. You watched Fitz last year, guys. All right. There's no denying Fitz was continuously checking out of original plays. There's no denying that whatsoever, okay? That was consistently happening with Fitz out there. Now, is to you, when you hear what I said, does that saying he didn't have the ability to do it? Or is that him saying he wasn't allowed to do it? And I ask this because he has he's telling you he had the foresight that I knew what we were about to run wasn't going to work, but I rode with it. So that tells me he was reading the defenses and he was seeing fronts and he was seeing looks that this isn't going to work against what I'm seeing the defense is about to throw at us. So he's telling you between the lines, I was reading the defenses, okay? So I want to get your thoughts, Richmond. Is this clearly, he's not throwing him under the bus, but is this a little bit of an indictment on where he was last year with Chan Gailey? And not only did he not really know the playbook, but maybe Chan Gailey didn't have the full faith in him because, hey, I only played high school and college up in here, okay, up here in Canada. But basically when we went through our installs and we went through our weekly offensive meetings and we went through our walkthroughs and stuff, plays they knew I was comfortable with, I had the ability to check into, okay? I was given a handful of plays, okay? If you see something you don't like, you can check into this, whether it be a run play I'm comfortable with, a toss, a passing play, whatever the case may be. I was always given a handful of plays. What do you think about this, Richmond? Because you've been in that, you've been in and around that. Is this just a matter of them not trusting the rookie, or is this just a matter of he didn't have the ability and know the playbook well enough for them to give him that ability?
Well, you say it's a lot to unpack, but really it's not. When he said that the plays that he ran were very simple and he didn't have the opportunity to check, that says it all right there. And I'll tell you again, it doesn't matter if you play the position in high school, college, or whatever. If you recognize it, normally you have, if they get in this defense or whatever, if they're heavy to this side, a lot of times we would check and run the other way. Or we would, check to a pass play. It just depends on what Marino saw or whatever. So as a quarterback, you recognize things like that. And vice versa on the defense. Say a guy like Zach Thomas or whatever, he might slap one of his D tackles and slide it from a 3 technique over the nose guard. It just depends on what he sees, the formation, because everybody has tendencies. You went over that, you studied the film, so when you see it, you're like, oh no, if we don't get into this is going to be wide open. So he understands that, but when you got a simple play and then you can't really check out of it, but then if you do check out of the play and then what you check out of don't work, you're going to catch hell when you come to the sideline. You know what I'm saying? And they got the phone right there. So the first thing you're going to see, he'll pick up his phone and he's getting chewed out by, like, why the hell did you do that, this and that?
True.
So for me, it's not simple. Like I said, I love the fact that he say he didn't know it as well. And I tell people, regardless of no matter what position you play, when you know what you're supposed to do on a certain play, you're confident. You just react to whatever you see or whatever. But I think what a lot of people understand, for a quarterback, you call the play, which you tell, if I'm gonna just say X, Y, Z, you got 3 people. You tell the formation, so the running back knows where he's supposed to line up, this and that. We go to the line, we know who we're responsible for, but the quarterback has got to know what the X receiver, the Y receiver, the tight end, he's got to know what the running, is he releasing this way? Do he open up this way? He open up. So it's a lot more complicated for a quarterback than it is for, say, somebody like me. I'll just be honest with you. I just call it like, and vice versa for a linebacker that's calling on defense. That's kind of the quarterback on defense. He's got to see it, this and that. If he don't like it, he checks out of it just in that to try to put. It's a chess match, and the better chess player you are, when you recognize stuff, that's how you win. So it wasn't a lot to unpack to me. I get it. I think it was just too oversimplified, and he didn't have an opportunity to say, okay, if you see this, it's a play, but if you do this, you can check to this, or this. Give him some options, and that way he win. But a lot of times you can say, well, man, I know it ain't gonna work, but if I don't call this play, it's gonna be on me, and I'm gonna catch hell when I go to the sideline. So I understand that totally.
Ball game, your thoughts on what he said, and also kind of what Richmond's saying. On the flip side, I've even seen when you do check out of something, you check into something that works. Sometimes coordinators don't even like that because it's not what they called, and they want to run what I call, especially when you're a young kid, even if it's successful, because it's not what they called, right? The egos get in the way a little bit there. What are your thoughts on what he said about not having the ability to check out of plays, even basically when he knew he was kind of dead in the water running it?
Well, I'm gonna address the first piece, which he said that he didn't know the playbook as well as he should have known it. Probably, I think that comes with the territory. I mean, I think one of the biggest things that most people, or people on the outside that have never seen one before, don't seem to understand is that there are volumes above volumes of offensive play calls and all this other stuff that these offensive coordinators, these juiced up egos have, and to expect a kid, although Tua did come from a pro-style offense in Alabama, to come to the NFL and digest all of Chan Gailey's terminology and all of the things associated with it. The fact that I don't expect him to be able to do all that. But what I was expecting was for Chan to put in a simplified plan that gave him, because he's shown you, even in college, that he has the ability to come to the line, see something different than what they're anticipating, and check out of it into something else.
Sark used to talk about it all the time, that he was one of the best at doing that he's seen in college.
Yes. I think he was pigeonholed, bro. Like, real talk. I think when the decision was made and they were shifting to or from Fitzpatrick, I think intentionally, to some degree, he handcuffed him, right? And I don't understand it, because you were paid by the team to get the team to be successful, and you're taking that away from a guy that's proven to you, even as a rookie quarterback. And I know he's not the guy that you want, because we all know that Gaylor was there for Fitz.
Correct.
You don't bootstrap the kid. I mean, you just don't pigeonhole the kid like that. And for me, at this point right now, man, to take into consideration the fact that he was coming to the line of scrimmage, he was down if he did, down if he didn't, because like you said, if he did check into something else, he's still going to get his butt chewed when he came to the sideline. You know what I mean? So it's one of these situations where he has to logically think to himself, I know this ain't going to work. And I've seen kids all my career, man, coaching. You know what I mean? Coach makes a bad call we hear it in the earpiece. We ride you up. Egos even in high school. Listen, man, that's not the set. They're in cover zero right now. We can go double move on the outside and beat them. And here he is wanting to run. Levels concepts, bringing everything right into the middle, all this type of stuff. When you got a one-on-one matchup that we can win, I'm with Tua. He's seeing it. He knows it's not going to work, but you'd rather deal with, not having the play be successful and then have to, come to the sideline and dial up something else than switching it and then still taking the ass chewing, for one, not doing what you were told, and two, if your play don't work, now you're going to have that on your head too. So, it was a bad situation that he was in, man. But I don't think people really take into consideration how serious of an issue that is in terms of what he had to digest, bro. You know what I mean? Like, those NFL playbooks, man, are not like. There's a reason why they want these guys to be quick and adept to changing. You know what I'm saying? And understanding, like, you got. Let's say, for instance, right? Let's say it's a simple coming out with a levels concept. 2x2, right? In a double set. Each one of them receivers, right? In a traditional regular Sunday for an experienced quarterback, each one of them receivers has 3 different things that they can do based on what they're seeing from the defense. You know what I'm saying? And how they're being played. And the quarterback's got to know 3, 6, 9, 12, plus the protections up front, and set the running back. You feel me? Now, Tua has shown you that he can do that. He showed you that in college that he can do that. But I just don't, I just think that Gailey didn't believe for himself and wanted to, he would have been 100% fine with the kid sitting. I was only concerned about him playing because I didn't think he was 100% healthy and I didn't want him to get hurt. But when I saw him play for the first time and he got blown up by Broncos and got back in there and then won the game, I'm like, okay, well, he's good to go. But lo and behold, we didn't expect there to be two different levels of play calls being made for the kid when he's showing you that he can do everything you had Fitzpatrick doing. Who was out there ad-libbing like a mug, man.
Yeah.
Like, he was consistently switching out of play calls. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I think what he did, man, was an honorable thing, bro. And he just put it all on himself.
Yeah.
Right? That's what that's what grown men do. Instead of pointing fingers and blaming somebody that ain't even there no more, he manned up like a grown man that he is and just say, you know what? I'll take it on myself.
Yeah, because there's no ego with him at all.
None.
Yeah.
Yep.
So what do you guys think about that?
Man.
Good, man.
Well, I'm more concerned that for Gailey to not go out of his way. That's the only thing, man, that kind of irks me a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you not? And let's say he did handcuff Tua to where he could not do he could not go through his
It also comes down to trust, right? He just doesn't trust him.
Yeah.
It's not intentional. It's I don't trust you. That's what it comes down to, right? Which I guess is intentional to an extent, but it's not like he's out there trying to like sabotage him. It's just a matter of I don't trust you doing that. I don't think you grasp what I want done well enough for you to do that. That's what I think it comes down to.
And if that's the case, then why? If you know that's what's going on with Tua, and you see Tua being successful in the no huddle offense, why not just tailor an entire game plan on a no huddle offense? Because we've seen in the past that it works. We've seen it with the Buffalo Bills back in the 90s. If people can recall Jim Kelly with the K gun, that was very difficult to stop. And for Chan Gailey to go off on the side and say, he doesn't believe in that nonsense, I was like, come on, man. He was set up to fail, his rookie year, which is sad, What do
you think, Rhino?
I just think
that K gun was a good point too, by the way, Martin. Anyways, sorry, Rhino, go ahead.
For sure. I just can't imagine. You say I didn't know that Tua could play a certain way, and then the next week you say that you're not going to let him play that way, okay? And then I can't imagine you can't find an hour in a week to sit the offense down, go over 2-man blitzes, 3-man blitzes, and come up with a plan, change a play. It's real simple. I only played high school, and I was a dumbass playing football just looking to get laid, okay? And I saw it happen.
Attaboy.
I really don't understand how a grown man that's been in the league for all those years, Chan Gailey, can get away with that. And I guess he didn't, because they kind of went around him in a lot of ways, and maybe that's what happened. He just didn't seem to care anymore, and he was there for one reason, which was Fitz. It just seems more and more things that we hear, it just kind of leans that way for me, the way I feel, that he had one plan and he wasn't interested in plan B. That's how I feel.
Yeah. Great point.
I remember someone saying, I believe it was Chris Kaufman, the 3 yards per carry. He said you almost got the sense of every time Fitz came in on those 2 benchings, it was Gailey looking at Flores and saying, look what I can do with my shiny toy. Look at what my shiny toy will do in my offense, Now, I don't think it was, but, here's another thing. If he really believed in the kid, you think he would have stuck around. But he was out of there as soon as it was known that Fitz ain't coming back. You could see the smoke trail behind Gailey to the retirement home. Hope you're taking your nightly pills, Chan.
And like Josh said, even with all that, we went 10-6.
I know, right?
Yep. And he still had statistically the best rookie season of an AFC East quarterback in over a decade. Go figure.
And when you want it, I have the video queued up. I just need a few seconds to find the exact spot where Tua was talking about the Rams game.
Oh, you got that?
Yeah, if you give me a few minutes, I have to find the exact spot. I have the video, though. I saved that thing.
It was the Rams game where you said that?
I believe it was after the Rams game. But I'll check here.
I thought it was later on in the season.
Post game. It could be. It's hard to tell which game it is. I just have it saved.
Okay, YouTube. You take that time. I'll go over this
this
Bowden quote with everyone. All right. So a really interesting article came out today. I'm going to put the link in the description for you that want to go read it after the fact. It's a very, very good read. Yeah, Josh says it was after the Rams. There's the link directly to the article if you guys are interested in seeing it. But it was by a guy named Tyler Dunn, and it was basically Lynn Bowden Jr. is free. Look out, NFL. I absolutely love the artwork. That's phenomenal stuff. But there's one quote that I pulled out for it. Now, why is it worth your read, guys? He goes into detail about the Las Vegas departure. He talks about his grandma's house got raided while he was there before he went to training camp. And, he was on the phone with a coach, and he heard multiple coaches in the background basically, saying not so nice things about him, that it goes into detail that led a grown man to sit there and cry, which is Lynn Bowden Jr. He goes into great detail about everything, talks about how the player he was at Kentucky, we are now going to see in the NFL. But there's this interesting quote. He talks specifically about Tua Tagovailoa at one point. And Martin, this is going to be the first time you've seen it because you haven't had a chance to read that today because it's been so busy. But check this one out. If gunslinging becomes Tua's default, this Dolphins offense could take the league by storm, says Bowden. When he lets it loose and he's being himself, we'll win every game. When he's feeling himself and he's moving and he's doing his thing, Tua is one of the best quarterbacks literally around. And people don't know that yet. He believes in Tua, and he sure believes in himself. He's misunderstood no more. That is extremely high praise when he says Tua is one of the best quarterbacks literally around. When he's comfortable and he's doing his thing. And man, can praise get any higher from a teammate? Lynn Bowden, I mean, that is absolutely a beautiful thing. And Lynn Bowden, I mean, this is a guy who he's played the position himself in high school and in college. He was at Raiders camp. Even if he was as a running back, he was there with Derek Carr. He saw Fitz firsthand. He saw, God bless his soul, he saw Josh Rosen firsthand too. What do you think when you see a teammate say that about Tua Tagovailoa? Because, my friend, that is very, very high praise. Like the type of praise where you better hope he backs it up or you're going to look kind of foolish.
That right there is telling me that the Tua that we want to see, the Cardinals Tua, the Chiefs Tua, at times the Chargers Tua, Patriots Tua. He said he's basically saying once he gets going, once he catches his stride, he's just as good as any quarterback in the NFL. And again, we're reiterating this is that without a full grasp of the playbook. And that's the craziest thing, because I can't imagine not having a full grasp of the playbook and just trying to play a football game. I don't know, man. I'll be so nervous. But for Tua to go through that, and now for him to have this offseason, get everything underneath his belt, this is just lining up for him to be. I'm not jinxing it, bro. I ain't gonna say it. I ain't even gonna say it, man.
You can't jinx what's gonna happen, bro. You can't jinx it.
Man.
No, you can't. You can't.
Yeah.
It's just lining up, man. It's just lining up.
What do you think about Rhino? Because I know you saw this today and you probably fell out of your seat.
I think my first thought, honestly, was a lot of stuff happened that we don't know about. There is a snake in the grass, or one or two of them that had that Armando leak, and I don't think they are the voice of the locker room. I think those are the dissenters. I think they aren't here anymore. Beagle will never forget. I don't know if you were one of them, but it's just, this is not kissing the starting quarterback's butt stuff. This is above and beyond is the way I get it. This is what he feels. I don't take Bowden to be I'm going to say what it takes to get along kind of person. I think he's going to be, I'm real. He has a standard, it seems to me, that revolves around his family, his honor. You may not agree with everything he says or does, but I don't think he gives a damn, because it's his own personal stuff, and I have no question about that. That's his issue, but he's an honest person. Is the way I take it. He's not going to lie about certain things. And what's the point of him saying this? Because it doesn't matter what you say, bro. It's what you do in the practice field anyway. And he knows that.
Yeah, I mean, the praise doesn't get much higher. And it's rare that you see any player on any team say that about someone who's only going into their second year, especially who's had so much backlash in the media. It's one thing if he was the media darling, you know what I mean?
Right.
But he's anything but right now. And this has to get people hyped up. And if you guys put that link for the article in the comments right there again, if you guys go and you read that article will get you hyped up for not only Tua, but what Lynn Bowden Jr. is. And, you know, we've been pretty consistent over here with all the influx of new talent that's come into that wide receiving room. Lynn Bowden Jr. is the one we want to see continue to get developed here. We want to see continue giving a chance. He needs to make the team.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think he will. So,
and I found it. It's queued up. Can I show the video, or you just need the audio?
Oh, let's go, bro. Show the video.
Here we go. Click on the share audio. And I'm ready when you are. Ready?
All right, guys. So let's just set it up for people.
Yep.
This is
after the Chargers game. Sorry.
It's after the Chargers game? Okay, so this is after the Chargers game, guys. This is the clip that I keep talking about, that we keep talking about, where Tua talks about the offense basically not being on the same page with Chan Gailey and questioning why certain plays are being called. Go ahead whenever you're ready, brother.
You talked about Chan a little bit earlier. I want to ask, how are you kind of evolved with him and your comfort together over the last 3 weeks, as far as knowing what you like, what he likes, and that flowing into game day?
I feel like I've always been comfortable with Chan. The only thing is page as to why he's calling a certain play and just the chemistry that we have. And so, you know, it's just a continuous talk leading up to the game. And even with our starters, like our drive starters, like plays that we want to go out with to start the game too. It's a continuous talk. So just me and him getting on the same page and being comfortable with the plays that we're going into the game with, I think that's very, very key.
I can play it again if you want.
Yeah,
you might have to.
Yeah, because Martin laughed over and we missed part of it. Go ahead.
It's just kind of telling with everything that's going on now to me.
Yeah, play that one more time.
And a little bit.
Cam?
You talked about Chan a little bit earlier. I want to ask, how are you kind of evolved with him and your comfort together over the last 3 weeks, as far as knowing what you like, what he likes, and that flowing into game day?
I feel like I've always been comfortable with Chan. The only thing is me and him getting on the same page as to why he's calling a certain play and just the chemistry that we have. And so, you know, it's just a continuous talk leading up to the game. And even with our starters, like our drive starters, like plays that we want to go out with to start the game too. It's a continuous talk. So just me and him getting on the same page and being comfortable with the plays that we're going into the game with, I think that's very, very key.
So what that basically is, he's basically saying is him and his starters are getting together. Him and the starters on offense are getting together. I would guess the running backs and the receivers, I mean, the offensive line, they'll just run whatever you want them to run. But they have a thought process of plays they want to run, whether it be to start out drives or start the game. And Chan Gailey clearly has a different outlook.
Mm-hmm.
I would think that would be settled on a Wednesday, personally. I don't understand it. And look at how he like Rhino. Look at how polite he was about it. Yeah,
like he literally sugarcoated it.
I don't know what to say, man. It's just kind of frustrating and kind of mind-boggling. And then a professional offensive coordinator could treat the top 5 pick like that. It's kind of offensive to me, and I get pissed every time I think about it. Actually,
Wuback's 110% right. He's basically telling you I'm not on the same page, but he's trying not to throw Chan under the bus at the same time.
And the other players, not just him. It wasn't just him.
He brings up the other offensive starters, bro.
And then after they talk about the offensive line and how he says he meets every Thursday with the offensive line, it kind of implied to me that they weren't meeting.
And you know what's happening? You know what's happening, Rhino? Now flip when Fitz is in there.
Oh, God.
Fitz is saying, boys, what do you think we should run? What do you think we run? Play call comes in. Play call goes out. Headset goes dead. He talks in the huddle. All right, boys, this is what he called. This is what we're going to run.
Mm-hmm.
Or, all right, we're running that. That's a play call. Gets to the line, and we see what we saw all season. At the line, he just checks out of it.
Alert, right.
Well, I just thought of an example. In the Niners game, he and Preston, there was a play called, and they both met each other, and they talked to each other for about 3 seconds right before a snap, and that's when Preston caught the touchdown. It was audible between the two of them. It makes your point. The plays weren't being successful. The quarterback was making it a success, whether that was Fitz or Tua in his way. We all saw what Fitz did. He ran around with his head cut off, right? But it worked. I don't know. It's just kind of frustrating. This guy was so bad. It really is.
And we go back, and he talks about the comfortability and the ability to maneuver now that he has, which is him basically saying, now I have the ability to check out and alert.
Mm-hmm.
When you go to that Arizona game, when Gotze was the play caller, when all the weapons were healthy, it looked totally different. He looked way more comfortable. It looked like a totally different offense. You want to know why? And I'm just theorizing. This is reason just making a educated theory here, an educated guess, because Gotze probably gave him the ability. That's what Gotze probably said. Hey, I know you like to run this. I know you like to run that. If you see this, run that. Go ahead, check. If you see something you don't like, feel free to check out of it.
Goodness.
And then now, that's why he's saying, I have the ability to maneuver now, and I'm more comfortable now, basically with the playbook, with what he said in the Zoom, because they've already had these sessions with him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited, man. I'm excited. They've literally been in the lab this entire offseason, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like they've gone to work. The defense is ready. We know this. The defense is ready. But now with this offense being, having a fire lit underneath their behind, so to speak. Now we're really gonna see what this team is capable of with the motivated offense, bro. I'm excited.
Whatever the reason was, Martin, and reason why it took place last year, it took place, and that's not the situation anymore. That's all that matters. So
thank God.
Like you're saying, thank
right.
God.
Now we got a quarterback that can read and react to what he's seeing pre-snap.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to open things up a lot more.
Mm-hmm. That still sucks though. It was a clear tug of war between the entire offense and Chan Gailey when Tua was in. That's
not good.
I know
that goes even further as to why Chan Gailey was not in on the meeting when they made the quarterback change.
Yeah.
And this clearly shows like what I was theorizing by, I think the Raiders game, Rhino would remember this. I was theorizing that I think there might be a tug of war going on behind the scenes between Flores and Gailey.
Wow.
Because remember, after that Arizona game, right? Because Robbie Brown, when he's healthy, was basically the play call would come down to Robbie Brown, and then it would go out, right? I think, and then it got stripped from Robbie Brown and given to Godsey. And I think that's when it all started.
Yeah, it was never given
Gailey
back.
was like, this isn't how I basically, you know how an old man would be. This isn't what I agreed to. you know what I'm talking about. The old heads, they're stubborn, bro.
Yeah, he's old school.
Yeah.
He's old school.
That's it, man. Yeah, he's old school. You're stubborn, bro. You're stuck in your ways.
Yeah, it's not the NFL anymore. It's not how it is.
And I do have a question. What was Gailey's ties to Brian Flores prior to the 2020 season?
Nothing. Fitz. That's why I told y'all.
Wow.
The story that I've been told was Flores literally came up to Fitz after the season and said, listen, we're going to draft our rookie quarterback. Do you know any offensive coordinators in mind that could help us develop a young mind? And Fitz, that's when Fitz went into business for himself and suggested Chan Gailey. And that's why last year in training camp, I posed a question when EM was up here. Name a young quarterback Chan Gailey has developed. And you couldn't name one.
Fitzpatrick.
But you couldn't. He had like 23, 25 starts in the NFL by the time he came under Gailey, right?
That's the closest one.
And I mean, he developed a journeyman. He didn't develop, a franchise quarterback. Let's be real with ourselves, right?
Yep.
So,
crazy world, man.
What's going on? Florida-born Josh, the show, Irving and Red Comet. What's going on, everyone?
Hey, fellas.
What's going on?
What's up?
What's up, bro?
What's up?
So
yeah, what's up, guys?
Man.
Yeah, I just wanted to talk about what Reason said earlier, about what Sark said about Tua. What Reason was referring to was one of Sark's clinics.
Yeah.
To where, where Reason basically said, Sark said that Tua, he said he understood their system so well to that Tua would do checks and alerts that they hadn't even practiced. He said that he had that level of instinct because, he understood the playbook that well. And when I go to YouTube and look at shows and hear Ryan Clark basically calling Tua stupid and saying that the guy's intellect and mental aptitude isn't high because he said that he didn't understand the playbook that well. I'm like, really? So we're supposed to listen to you guys when a former offensive coordinator who also had NFL experience in his tenure said that Tua is one of the best signal callers he's ever seen. We're supposed to listen to you guys instead of the guys who's coached him. Like, I don't know.
And Josh, what gets me is the GOAT, a man who's played 2 decades, had the same problem and learned in the playbook in Tampa. That's why he didn't even know what freaking down.
Yeah,
for half the season,
down it was.
For half the season, but Tua had played 9 games.
Josh,
Yeah,
you know what they call
exactly.
that? Josh, you know what the Tua haters call? They call that excuses.
Yeah.
That you know how much of an insult is that, bro? Especially with people with common sense that actually played the game of football, that didn't experience what Tua went through in the last offseason. It's the stupidest fucking bullshit empty straw mans that these people can make. No, it's not excuses, bro. This is actual facts.
These are facts,
bro.
man.
These are the facts on the ground, bro.
Yeah. So, guys, when I saw the interview, I was excited, man, because I'm like, okay, this, he had struggles, right? We know that the hip injury, no OTAs, COVID, everything.
Which showed. I just want to add this.
Yeah.
You could tell he was being nice and sugarcoating things.
Exactly.
Because he even acted as if the hip didn't bother him last year.
Exactly. And I was stoked, man. So I'm like, oh, is that, you know what I mean? Because he's only going to get better, right? But on the flip side, I'm like, oh, my God, the mainstream media is going to freaking eat this kid alive.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's just like, you could tell, too, is trying to be respectful, man. And I just out of context crap, man. It's like, he didn't say, I don't know the playbook. Right?
Exactly.
And so there's another platform that basically said, well, we gotta apologize to Chan Gailey, and the old line was left hanging, and you know what I mean? I'm like, are you kidding me?
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I know. We all know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? So I got one point though. I'm curious about. What do you guys think about this? Do you think Tua came out early? Because Mark Skurloff did a report after the Niner game, right? You guys saw that? Where he talked to Flores, and he said that Flores said Tua's not ready, and Flores said, as a father, after that injury, and then he's in. I think the Jets came up next, right? Yeah, and the Jets came up next in the bye, then Tua's on the field. So, he probably was out there a little early, right? You know what I mean? We wanted to see what he could do for us. So, yeah.
He probably wasn't going to play till
people say week 12 or something like that, I don't know.
Well,
But
the bye
point
week
is,
moved up, if you remember.
it adds
like,
more
I
to
think,
the flavor, right? They
can
was
someone
out there a
confirm
little
this? I
early,
think it was week 11 or something like that,
Yeah,
So
that was the original schedule.
Probably wasn't him then. But...
No, and it's just the mainstream media just took his I didn't know the playbook well enough context, the comment out of context, and then of course this fits their narrative of like, this is typical because Tua scored a low score on the
it's a bunch of crap.
Wonderlic.
But again, Tua's not going to disrespect the coaching staff, right? You know what I mean?
Right.
And we all know that, man. But like I said, the outside media, it's just like, it's just crazy. And I don't know who said this quote, but this is before all this stuff happened. Someone made a quote, and I'm dying to find out who it was. He said Tua Tagovailoa will probably be one of the most scrutinized players in college since Tim Tebow. And this is before, man, he even played. You know what I mean? And I don't know why that is.
He's a nice guy.
Because he's a Christian, nice guy, because he was so hyped up coming out of Bama. But, man, the guy was spot on, man. It's just infuriating, man. You know what I mean? I can't wait for that kid to get out in the field and play a ball, man. But that's my team.
Yes, sir.
Well spent.
Yeah, thanks.
Very well said.
I'm fired up, man. You know what I mean? But I can take it. When he's in an interview, I'm almost like, tell that guy to go F himself, man. You know what I mean?
Guys, and I'm holding back. I'm holding back so much. You have no idea.
And I love seeing the team's got his back, right? Because they're tired of it, man. His team, you know what I'm saying? They're sick and tired of this crap, man. You could, like Gesicki, right? You could tell.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, he was being. I like that because he was really being honest. He was not just trying to say, he was not making like these type of like cookie cutter comments or anything. He was being real, bro. Like you people are ridiculous, bro.
And the media wants real.
The
media wants you to be real, but when you are, they crucify you.
True.
I got something to say real quick. Red, your profile creeps me out. I don't know what the fuck that is, bro. Like
what is wrong? Now you're in my head.
Hey, Pyro, how's his Butterfinger?
The Dolphins, though.
It's a dolphin. Huh?
The fuck?
That's cool.
Can you find it? Reason I can't.
Can I find what?
Red Comet. Highlight one of his posts so we can see his logo a little better.
His logos.
His avatar.
Yeah.
I think
what they did was look up cursed dolphin images.
What's the problem?
Bro, it looks like a freaking apparition, bro.
That's a
apparition.
Never mind.
It looks like my sleep paralysis demon.
Only Pyro.
Oh, man.
Hey,
But
you guys,
I just think that,
go ahead, Pyro.
man, ESPN, and I knew it was going to happen. They're taking that comment he said way out of context. They are ripping to us. I mean, it's so disrespectful, bro. It's like at this point, bro, it's like I feel like they're talking about me at this point. I literally want to kick all their asses, especially Keyshawn, bro. Keyshawn Johnson.
Oh yeah, Keyshawn.
Keyshawn Johnson. I can't fucking stand him and his
me neither, bro. I can't stand him.
He always sucks the Patriots' dick every fucking time, bro. I mean, it don't matter what the Dolphins do. He said, "Oh, they can't beat the Patriots." I'm like, what the fuck is it, bro?
Yeah,
go somewhere, bro. With that shit. He literally said the Patriots gonna sweep us last year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, but you guys read
80% of rookies go through this. They just don't voice it. You know what I mean? It's just this is totally commonplace, man. You know?
But like Rhino said, guys, you remember what Rhino said? he's too freaking honest and humble.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, and I agree with you. Every rookie has gone through this. I mean, who expects to learn a fucking full 100% of like NFL playbook in their first fucking year?
No one.
Exactly.
Well, and here comes fucking Tim. Here's some fucking Tim Hassel and his bullshit. The fuck, bro. You cannot compare yourself to Tua right now, bro. Just sit there. You're up there. You got the media. You got the media pass and everything.
You know what was crazy about what Hasselbeck said today? Well, I don't see Joe Burrow come out and saying that. Well, if Joe Burrow knew the whole playbook front to back and Tua put up similar numbers and only knew a portion of it, Burrow better be worried about where he's going to line up in the future against Tua Tagovailoa, because Tua going to blow him out of the fucking water, bro.
And also, he better be worrying about his fucking knee, because he rushed it. He's really rushing himself, bro.
You saw what his doctor said. His doctor said that he's not 100%. He's like 80, 85%, but that's good enough to play.
Bro, you looked at that. I showed you in the private chat the scar.
Well, we don't want to hear no excuses when he don't play this game.
Oh no!
But if you guys, if you guys remember what Reason said before, I mean, to his comments just shows you the ineptitude of Chan Gailey. I mean, you look at guys like Zach Taylor. I mean, he did what he was supposed to do, and this is I would expect this from his experience as a quarterbacks coach. Taking plays from the LSU playbook and adding it to the Bengals playbook to smoothen that transition from the college to the NFL. And Chan Gailey didn't even do that.
Look what the Jags just did for Lawrence. They brought in Etienne.
Beyond
the playbook. Look at that.
And they brought in Tebow, somebody who knows Urban Meyer's system that could teach Trevor Lawrence, Urban Meyer's system, so he could feel more comfortable. That's what good coaches
has a
do.
theory on my Tebow came back because the health insurance thing after 3 more games.
You think so?
He's gonna get tenured. I don't know.
I think he's just a competitor. That's all.
Yeah.
He just.
I swear to God, when Tua wins the MVP, I just want to see The Rock lay the smackdown on Keyshawn Johnson on ESPN. That's what I want to see.
Oh man,
the smackdown through a table, bro. All that hate.
I want Tua to come out like The Rock. Hey, I'm the jabroni beating, Christ worshiping. I'm the most
poontang pie eating.
Man, it's honestly.
Let him know you
Did
eat
y'all hear Keyshawn say learning a playbook?
Yeah. Hey, I just read up Ball Games.
I am the click commander.
I read Ball Games comment. I agree with that, man. That like this, hopefully, like all this shenanigans that Tua's going for, it's going to galvanize the team, man. Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, he's they've already basically hinted that he's already looking like more of a leader on the field than in the huddle. Everyone's talking about his voice. Everyone's talking about his improvement of his cadence. You know what I mean? It's already being put out there that he looks more like a leader right now.
The reason he's never being paid to say that, bro.
His order of operations.
I know, right?
And all these people that either A, only listen to a portion of the interview, or B, only clip out portions because it fits their narrative, but even the portions they clip out, they can't even like actually read between the lines just because their brain capacity is that of a peanut. I mean, those people. Shut your mouth. Open your ears.
Know your role.
Open your eyes.
Know your role.
And know your role, man.
And shut your mouth.
Know your role as nothing more than a casual who talks about the team.
Real quick reason I had seen the counter clip, and what that cocksucker said, man, is what I'm pissed off right now. He literally said,
"We coming real tonight."
Yeah,
I have no idea who Pyro is talking about.
That piece of shit. He said when Tua said, "Oh, my hip is 100% in book," and stuff like that. That motherfucker literally said, "Oh, now he brings up the hip." I was like, mother, what the? I said,
we're talking about Colin Coward.
Oh,
yes.
Okay, then I do know who Pyro is talking about.
He literally said, "Oh, Tua now he brings up the hip and it being 100%." Even though motherfucker, they literally asked
Wasn't
him.
Colin Coward the same one who came out after the Super Bowl and told something about his injury? Talked about an injury he had unprovoked for everyone. Wow. Didn't he say he had something going on after the Super Bowl? He said, remember he was in the hospital or something like that?
Dude, I literally tried.
Coward?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. No one asked, Colin. Too bad your daughter wasn't getting slammed by Trey Lance and pulled the plug. I'm at this point with Colin Coward. Was Tua the first option, and he said, "Nah, that bitch ain't good enough for me."
Nah, Tua said, she just a basic white bitch.
No. You know what he said? Tua said, "I only deal with dimes, not nickels. Get that bitch out of here." Bro.
Nah, bro. Nah, you know what? Nah, Reezy. She's that penny that you found gas on it in the trucker room, gas room flow.
Oh my God!
Yep.
What is going on tonight, man?
I don't know, man.
You guys.
I'm pissed off, bro.
Yeah, there you go. Hammer said it was his tennis elbow. He came out and talked about his tennis elbow. I guess that's because he's been sleeping on the couch too much and been working the hand too much, and it got to his elbow.
Yeah.
Pyro, do you get banned at playing Battleground or something? What's going on, bro?
Nah. Listen, man. I get so sick of Coward, bro. His bullshit. He's talking about the Heats and how he literally grouping the Heats and the Dolphins fans together, talking about how we're so and so fans and shit. And I'm like, okay, bro, you're really trying my patience right now, man. Right. I literally told him, I literally quoted his tweet. And I said we were throwing hands on sight, bro. I'm telling you right now. I will fight him.
Oh, sight.
I will fight him.
That works for so many people, Reason. That works for so many people.
Man. But honestly, the greatest part about this whole thing is all of the attention is being centered in on Tua, and Tua's handling it so well. All the other players around Tua, offensively, defensively, they are just sharpening their crafts for this kid, man. And I'm more excited that everybody else around him can gradually get better without the spotlight on them too much.
No, you know what I like, Martin? You remember he did the same thing to Baker, but when Baker came in studio. Totally different little vibe he had going on.
Very true.
So let's bring Tua in the studio and let's see what he's got to say.
Yeah. But it's funny, Baker's got an edge. You know what I mean? So a little different, but
Tua doesn't have that,
Not yet. Yeah.
Hopefully he'll grow it.
Baker's totally different, But
I don't think Tua will ever get it.
I don't know, man. That beard, I think he's getting it.
Yeah, he's becoming a Sith Lord, I'm telling you.
But you know, Martin, you're right. Rather than complaining or making a big deal of it behind the scenes, the kid just went to work, it looks like.
Absolutely, man.
They're like, the hell with you. I'm just going to work. That's how I'm going to deal with this.
And that's one thing that gives me pause, too, about Tua. We all know, going through this, he's so built for it, man. Right? Character, work ethic. Oh, God.
That's a lot of kids, bro.
That's it. His son's right there.
We don't have to worry about this kid. You know what I mean?
I like how you added Wilson's face. You added Wilson. That's awesome.
Oh, that's so good.
See Trubisky in the background?
Yeah. That's awesome.
All I'm saying is Tua needs to slow down. That's all I need to say. That's all I need.
Oh, that's so good.
Oh, man.
But we don't have to worry about this guy, dude. He's a hard worker, great character, man. He's built for this, if anyone, right? So thank God for that, man.
He's the perfect quarterback for the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm starting to believe, are all these media members in the Illuminati or Satanists? Why are they hating on the Christians?
Gotta be, right?
Oh, man.
They gotta be.
Oh,
I mean, it's like Ball Game says, we haven't earned the respect yet. Totally, I understand that, but my thing is like, why do they have to go after this kid's throat every freaking week?
Yeah,
they go for his throat, man.
But let me put a little kickback on that. Yeah, we didn't earn our respect, but Buffalo had a similar situation. They went 10-6 last time, and look what they get. They got 3 freaking primetime games, and they got respect on top of the media hyping up Josh Allen before the 3rd year. I'm talking about during his second year. So I'm just saying, Rhino, come on now. I'm just saying, man, it's a little biased towards Miami.
I don't want to get real, right? I don't want to get real, but the
I'm getting fucking real.
Okay,
now.
no, for real.
Get real.
Okay, this is what always crosses my mind, and I don't know if it's because I'm a conservative. This is how I feel. Okay, Ross came out or however you want to put it, for Trump. Okay, a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, and I honestly believe some of these guys do not like that. That's just how I feel about that. It doesn't matter what this team does. I think there's always going to be a little bit of
that's interesting.
Something going on there. That's like I said. I don't know,
fetched, bro.
Well, maybe I feel that way because I'm a conservative. I don't know.
That's not that far fetched, Rhino. I wouldn't.
No, that's the whole.
I hope it's not true,
right?
Yeah, I hope it's not true.
You mean,
that's all I'm saying.
And ESPN is very liberal.
Well, isn't FS1 out in Cali?
Yeah.
And what's Cali?
Yeah, Cali, New York, Chicago. It's all the same bubble.
Just saying.
Bro. And then
Hollywood.
That's where
Hollywood.
Most of the NFL's headquarters in New York. So
I'm probably wrong, but that's how I feel.
Well, you got
the
people in New York. A lot of these people in New York, a lot of them are Jets fans too.
Exactly.
So maybe one thing. It's a lot of things.
Yeah,
bro. I seen a Good Morning Football, right? And
I know what you mean, bro.
They're getting like fan stuff. Majority of them is New York Giants and I think it was one Eagles. So they're not.
That's a good point,
Storm.
I'm
trying to say.
Okay, but I got this.
Also,
let me hit you with this, Storm. And why wasn't a bigger deal made about Kraft and the ladies of the night as opposed to Deshaun Watson and the ladies of the rubbing oil?
Say that again.
I'm just saying, bro.
Get real now.
The orchids of Palm Beach.
That kind of hit. Yeah, the orchids of Palm Beach. That kind of hit.
No.
That kind of hit the newswire with Kraft, and then it was kind of like, Well, Deshaun Watson. I'm just sitting here saying it's still out here, bro.
But do you think it's because the Patriots are so marketable that they're willing to turn a blind eye to them?
Well, I kind of have an answer to that. As far as I know,
the skin color might help a little bit, besides being the darling franchise of the NFL.
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah. But I'm just saying,
power and money.
With all your marketing coming from the Patriots merchandise and stuff like that.
Well, am I wrong in thinking that the NFL invested in New England's stadium, and it's the only stadium that they have invested in to get the stadium built? Am I wrong about that?
That's a great point. Great,
but
point.
I do know for a fact that it was the first time they ever did that. Or do they still have ties to that? I don't know. So that could be an answer to that.
And Mr. Ballgames just made a good point too. Mr. Ballgames just said you already know why. Right.
Yeah.
And I was about to hint to that, but I don't want to make it too edgy as far as
why
they call them owners.
Everyone believes that.
Owners versus the players, meaning field hands. Like I'm just saying we can take it there as far as why it was swept under the rug for Robert Kraft versus Deshaun Watson. We could take it there, but essentially people have their favoritisms, and the Miami Dolphins is not on the list of holding them into a different realm of favoritism, which is cool. We don't need it. We just need to go out, play the game.
Yeah. Ross voted too when the Raiders
let our
game
speak for us.
Period.
He voted against the grain too on that one when it came to money, private money versus taxes and stuff like that. It was a big deal. I remember because I live in California with the Raiders.
Oh, okay.
Where Ross was like when he had to improve Hard Rock to get back on the Super Bowl venue. he did it with his own money. You know what I mean? And so that was a big deal. He went against the grain. Basically, to move Oakland out to Vegas, Ross voted no, and he was like one of two owners. Whatever.
Wow.
I'm just putting that theory out there, dude. 2 national games, really? After a 10-6 season, you know what I mean? Is that's am I right on that? We only have 2 national games.
Yeah,
right?
You're right.
I mean, really?
That's the Ravens and
man, you started a conspiracy theory here, man.
And how many does Dallas have?
Who started the conspiracy theory?
Dallas got 5 or 6, man.
They were
cool.
We're getting screwed over when it came to the scheduling on 2 national games. Jesus Christ, as bad as the Fins been, we always got the Thursday night game against the freaking Jets or something, right?
That's
you know
right.
What I mean, we're 10-6, should have been the playoffs. I get it, we didn't make it circumstantially, but 2 national games.
You know what they're gonna say to you? Well, we gave you the flex game with the Jets. Yeah, we're all depending on the Jets being good, but basically, 10 teams got 5 primetime games.
Yeah.
The Packers, the Saints, the Cowboys, the Seahawks, the Steelers, the Ravens, the Rams.
Wow.
The 49ers, the Chiefs, and the Bucks. The Saints and the Cowboys have the Thanksgiving Day games in the Packers, and the Packers have Christmas Day. The Bears, the Vikings, the Raiders, the Colts, and the Bills each have 4 primetime games.
That's unbelievable.
Vikings?
The Giants, the Patriots, the Chargers, the Titans, the Browns, the Cardinals, and the Washington football team have 3 primetime games. The Eagles and the Dolphins have 2 primetime games. And then the Jets, the Lions, the Jaguars, the Bengals, the Texans, the Panthers, Broncos, and the Falcons have 1 night game each.
Yeah, we're bottom of the league. That's crazy, right?
10-6.
That's crazy.
It's all good.
Let's look at these teams. When you go by the teams that have 5 night games, okay? We had a better record than the Rams, right? We had a better record than the 49ers, right? This is just the 5 night games, right? What did the Saints finish last year? Because they missed.
They finished in the divisional round, so
they
playoffs,
right? Yeah, but making the playoffs in the NFC.
I think they went 12-4. I think
is different than making the playoffs in the AFC.
They grabbed a wild card, right? Tampa Bay had the division, or vice versa.
I can't remember.
The Saints won the division.
New Orleans.
Saints were 12-4. They won the
Saints
division.
got the division.
So I think they were like
there
the
you
wild
go.
card.
Okay,
so that's good. But the Rams and the 49ers had worse records than us.
The Raiders?
I'm talking about the teams with 5 night
it's
games.
unbelievable.
The teams with 4 primetime games: the Bears, the Vikings, the Raiders, the Colts, and the Bills. The Bears had a better record. They were 8-8 because they picked 20th.
Yeah,
our pick was 18.
Yeah, they were 8-8. That's what I remember.
Well, Bears slid into the playoffs because of the shitty records in the NFC.
Yeah. Okay, so there you go. Right. The Vikings had a worse record.
The Cardinals basically was the reason they got in.
The Raiders had a worse record. The Colts and the Bills obviously had better records. Now, when you go to the teams with that's 4 games. When you go to the teams with 3 primetime games, the Giants had a worse record. The Patriots had a worse record and in the same division. So what's your excuse? The Chargers had a worse record, but I get it. You have the Rookie of the Year. Okay. The Titans had a better record. The Browns had a better record. The Cardinals had a worse record. And Washington won their division with fucking 7 wins. What a joke. And there you go. And there you go.
Oh, man.
We just went through, 5 teams out of the teams with more of us had worse records than us?
No
respect. No respect.
It's just atrocious. And the Cowboys having 5 to 6 games, they haven't made the playoffs since when? Like 2016 or something like that?
Sorry, my bad.
10
teams that have more primetime games than us had worse records than us, but some of them, because they're in the NFC, made the playoffs.
Let's be honest.
Could it be like the city?
It's kind of going to be good this year, and the offense is probably going to carry them.
Who?
But could it be
the Cowboys?
No, but I'm saying, could it be like some of the games, like the teams like Chicago and New York being bigger markets, why they have so many primetime games?
Yeah, I get that.
Miami's a big market, though.
I mean, I can see like
Miami's
like
a pretty big
LA,
market.
But the freaking Vikings?
Miami has more international fans. I will say that too.
And I can see maybe the Raiders because of the new stadium.
Yeah.
They kind of got screwed over with
Yeah.
COVID. I don't know, but they got the new stadium in Las Vegas. I can see that, but
And
overall,
because some of you up here asked for it.
And people also mentioned the power outages that happen. What is that? What the hell is that?
I believe that's Red Comet's. That's his avatar.
Is that a dolphin looking through a window?
That's somebody in a Dolphins costume, bro. Or
That's why I
somebody
said
that is a dolphin. I don't know what the fuck going on, but man,
that's why I said dolphins are terrifying, bro. Dolphins are terrifying. Bro.
That dolphin heard Kyle heard, man. He was like, "What the fuck is Kyle heard?"
that's a dolphin looking at
Just put
Cowherd's living room.
Rand laser access on Tua and make it an emoji or something.
I'm telling you, man, you can't talk about my profile up at Red
don't
coming
change
with
that.
the creepypasta type of stuff, man.
And my other pushback is we had the quarterback that was the number one selling jersey in the NFL last year.
Oh, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, true.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they gonna push Tim Tebow's jersey selling. Fuck that.
oh yeah,
Yo, he's number one right now, eh?
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
And Trevor Lawrence is number 14.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah.
Wow.
that's sad.
That is sad.
Y'all know what's
That's
funny though?
sad.
Like when Tua had, I think that 2018 loss that Tua had to Clemson, the media just labeled this guy as a bust and all this. They threw him in the trash. But we don't hear no talk about Trevor Lawrence his last 2 years after that 2018 game.
Man.
This guy's playoff
Exactly.
regular
No,
season and all that dropped. They was saying, oh, he's
Right.
supposed to be the Heisman runner-up. He never was in running for
He didn't come
anything, and his
close.
performance and all that dipped every
Bro.
year. But there's no talk, and he was just a consensus number one
Bro,
overall pick. And
I brought that up multiple times up here, bro. Not enough
Yeah.
people talk about
It's
how
ridiculous.
he literally regressed every year in terms of he lost in an earlier round every year since then.
Yeah, you
Right.
talked
Yeah.
about that.
No, and
I remember
Yeah, and in that Clemson game, he was playing on a highly sprained ankle that he had surgery on, the tightrope surgery, the fusion ankle surgery, and
let's
supposed to
be
honest.
Season-ending
surgery, bro.
That's tightrope
supposed to be
surgery.
season-ending surgery.
And Rome Grave, my
Right.
only pushback to your comment is go look up otters. Otters are the real life rapists of the sea, bro. Otters are fucked up. Buddy, otters literally will drown penguins and animals while they're raping them, bro. Like it's fucked up.
Wow.
Go look up
Bro,
otters. Otters are fucked up. Bro.
Otters.
how do you even
Bro,
know
otters
that?
kill-
Like,
otters.
I know. I was gonna ask this.
Fun fact.
Listen.
Fun fact.
My
Animal Planet.
That's
Animal Planet be
reasons
telling
that's
you
knowledge.
my wife and her old best friend, they used to call like otters. We're otters because you see the pictures of otters always being together and like loving. And I'm like, yo, y'all know otters like rape animals, right? Like, I think you might want to get a new name for your friendship.
Otters are some of the meanest motherfuckers in the animal kingdom, bro. They literally kill jaguars, caimans, freaking anacondas, bro. I mean, there's a species in South America called the giant river otter, and they kill anything, bro. It could be like 30 times bigger than they kill them, bro. They're like mongooses. Like,
Right. I was just thinking that.
Yeah, I've seen
bro.
something on that. It's
Crazy
real.
story,
Yeah.
bro. Yeah. Yeah,
petition to change the Miami logo to otter.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
Expansion team.
Then we're gonna have all those weirdos in the Keys that are in like little institutes for what they do to people coming out and being fans for us. We're good.
Oh man.
Tailgating with the next Ted Bundy.
That'll be terrifying.
All I'm saying is at least Dolphins ask for consent. That's all I gotta say.
Oh man.
Hey, can I rape you?
No means no, Pyro.
Is it cool?
They be asking for it sometimes. They ask for that shit sometimes, man.
They be asking for.
Hey,
Now I know why we call him.
Oh, man.
Hey Pyro, so when a dolphin approaches you, you gonna
What
say,
did you
hey,
say,
at least,
Pyro?
Listen, I'm telling you what happens. I'm telling you what happens. They literally get up with the Dolphin, they rub them and shit, and then the Dolphin don't do anything, but they literally. You seen the guy? It's a gift of the guy getting humped by the Dolphin, right? He's literally spreading his legs out and shit. It's like, bro, you asking for this?
Wasn't that the guy from was that King of the Hill?
No, it's not King of the Hill. It's a real life thing. It's a gift of a Dolphin humping some guy.
No, because I know Sorty. Because I think that happened in King of the Hill too. And
yeah, but Hank was trying to get away. Though.
Let me see if I can find it, bro. Yeah,
Hank was trying to get away, but that Dolphin was like, he wanted. He was trying to rape.
Yeah, he wanted that smoke. Yeah, he wanted.
He wanted the smoke.
Look,
other Dolphins I'm talking about, they like, hey, can I do it?
Look, all I'm saying is Dolphins are terrifyingly intelligent, and they swim.
Yeah.
that's the scary part, bro. Because everything in the ocean is still a huge mystery to human beings, bro.
Well,
like,
Dolphin ain't gonna
everything.
kill you, bro. The Dolphin ain't gonna kill you.
I mean, it won't. But I'm just saying they be laughing.
It can kill you, but it won't kill you.
Yeah, no, dolphins can kill you, especially when you're around the young, you know, and they're very territorial too.
They're so smart, Pyro. They'll kill you and then make it look like another animal. Killed you.
It was a shark. You see that shark over there? That shark.
Look like
I'm just saying, they're that smart.
Hey, you know that?
I believe. I believe.
Yeah, I've seen them flip sharks over the water, bro. I've seen them getting like bull sharks and tiger sharks flipping in the water.
Rhino. So they'll kill somebody, right? And then they say, "Oh, it was the bull shark over there." Bull shark. Hey, I didn't do it. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. I didn't do that shit. I didn't do it. I'm minding my own business. You see these tunas over there? I was trying to eat those tunas over there.
Have you ever been in the water with a dolphin?
Who, me?
Nah.
Dude, there's something there. There's something there. Okay, I'm telling you, they are very smart.
Yes.
Yeah, I throw footballs.
They got that evil laugh.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying, Florida boy. Them things is terrifying, bro.
Yeah, man.
Hey, the Dolphins I threw
I'm
better than any of the
more scared
receivers
of
we had
ours
last
than
year.
the Dolphins now.
Bro, a dolphin peeks his head out the water and starts laughing like, I'm like, oh shit. I'm make a U-turn, bro. Like hell no.
Pyro, is that you? Pyro, is that you?
You just see, Martin. You just played the Miami Dolphins fight song. He'll go away.
Or they'll get mad.
But I remember the name.
You won't get mad.
I remember the 19.
You say, you know what? That's a cheesy ass song, but you know I'm just gonna bounce. I'm gonna bounce.
But you guys do know. But you guys do know in the 1960s that when the Dolphins first started on the Orange Bowl, every time the Dolphins scored, they had a flipper in the end zone.
That's true.
Yeah, no flipper. Everyone's seen Ace Ventura, Irving.
Yeah. Come on now. Come on, Irving. Come on now.
Fucking
classic. It's a classic.
Some of Marino's finest work.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The Isotoners.
Oh man.
I got something for y'all.
Yeah, you did.
I'm pulling it up right now. Sorty coming through for me right now. 11:30. Appreciate you, bro. I know you're probably watching right now. Because he's probably like, why is he asking for this? Right now at 11:30. What kind of kinky shit is this?
20.
It's funny how you go to Sorty for that stuff. That's really funny.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Sorty will know.
Yeah, I know.
He's half a dolphin.
24-hour. Yeah, he's a 24-hour helpline.
I fucking love Sorty. Hey, y'all follow Sorty, man. That's a good follow.
Yeah, I seen some of those Colin memes.
Fins or die, baby.
Oh man. He's crazy.
Here you go. I got something for that ass. Oh, I got something for that ass.
Oh no,
Herbert.
Is that Xavier House?
That was Hank Hill, though, wasn't it? Originally?
Yeah, it was Hank Hill.
Yeah, it's Hank Hill.
Yeah.
As far as I know, there's reports of them doing that. They've done that. Dolphins.
I can do the Hank Hill. I can do the Hank Hill thing, but I can't sound like I can do the ball.
Oh.
I can do his neighbor.
That is too much.
What do you know about man? What are you talking about, man? What are we doing, man?
Boom Howard. Boom Howard. Let's go.
Damn it to hell, Bobby! I said propane, not cocaine.
Dang it, Bobby.
I'll tell you what.
Yeah, but Florida, that is your voice.
You do sound like Strickland, bro. You sound just like Strickland.
That was a good show, though, man.
Yo, do y'all remember Hank from Beavis and Butthead, though, where he originally started?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Beavis and Butthead was hilarious.
It's hilarious, bro.
I used to love the principal. The Beavis and Butthead. Oh.
Hey, you sound like my Chan Gailey.
Hey, Reason.
That's Chan Gailey.
Say bubble screen in that voice.
Bubble screen.
It didn't work.
That's close.
How could that not work?
Yeah. I thought we had him on the ropes that time.
Can you imagine when the play came in? They're like, did they call bubble screen?
I'll try.
Hey, Reason.
Jet sweep on the goal line.
Hey, I got a solution to our wide receiver room problem.
Oh man.
Trade Allen Huns, Butterfingers, DVP, and a third rounder for Julio.
I don't know if they'll take that, bro. I don't know if they'll take that.
I wouldn't want that. That's too much.
All I have to say is it was all Tools' fault. Like plays would have worked if Fitzpatrick was in.
So look at this.
Playbook in time. Oh.
Listen, if you can save $12.8 million by cutting Jakeem Grant, Albert Wilson, Alan Hearns, Jerome Smythe, and Clayton Fedulum after June 1st. Now, I don't want to cut Albert Wilson, so if you take that out, you save $10 million.
But Laird. Switch Wilson with Laird.
Grant is 4.1 in savings. Wilson is 2.85. Alan Hearns is 1.2. Jerome Smythe is 2.2, and Clayton Fedulum is absolutely robbing us without a Mac 10 and gloves and a mask on. 2.478 million.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
As a specialist.
So yeah. So
who's his agent?
They must have liked his name, bro.
Yeah, who's his agent?
Yeah, I know. I need to get
a
him.
good agent, man.
I need to get him to rep me, bro.
No doubt.
Bro, I'll be a millionaire in no time. So you can save $10 million if you take Albert Wilson out of that equation by cutting those jabronis.
Did you add Laird?
No, that's without Laird.
Oh, okay.
What's Laird's cap hit?
If you were to, let me bring it up right now.
So you're saying there's a chance we get Julio?
Yeah, because if you add in DVP in the trade, that's basically Julio's money after you cut all those people.
Yeah. How do we sign Ingram? How do we sign?
I don't know if Ingram's a ploy.
Okay, but what about the rookies though? That's at least another.
Well, they have like 8-point-something million right now.
Right.
You honestly think we'll sign Ingram?
I don't know. I think what Reason is saying is true. I think it's this is what we'll do if we have to do what we do if Ogba decides to sit out or hold out.
Man.
Hey, screw that, man. We trade for Hayden Hurst, another tight end.
There you go. Patrick Laird.
Is Ogba threatening to sit out or something?
Ogba didn't show up for OTAs, which are voluntary. But he's let it been known that he wants an extension.
Okay.
So we're just putting what ifs together.
Laird saved $850,000.
Okay, it's nothing.
He has a brace yourselves. He has a 3,000 dead cap hit.
Ross's lunch money.
Brace yourself.
Yeah,
got to keep him.
Gotta save on that lunch money,
So, I mean, there you go.
All
right. Yeah. Anything else you guys want to cover before we get out of here?
Well, Omar said the other day and I promised Cap I'd bring this up. I'm not sure if everyone heard it.
Uh-oh.
But essentially he said that to this point, he hasn't seen Flo coach a man yet in the NFL.
I'm sorry.
Oh my
That's just
God.
a load of
What do you mean?
Is he referring to the age of the players, or
that's what he said. He said that he doesn't feel that he's coached a man yet. That he's basically all been coaching boys. Meaning,
I got you. I got what you're saying.
What I think he means is that they're not fighting for salary yet. They're not in the mode of getting money yet. That's what he was implying.
Well, I mean, Rowe was a man when he converted him to safety.
Yeah, there's been a lot of men. There's been a lot of men he's coached. I don't know what Omar was talking about. He didn't back down.
The interesting I thought that Omar said was, I don't know if you guys saw it, but from what he's seen at OTAs, Jalen Waddle doesn't look near 100%.
Yeah. He says he's hurt.
Yeah. And then he was talking shit about Tua's arm, so he's just stirring the pot.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah.
And we've shown the videos. Did Tua look like he had to be out here like ripping air? No.
I think Martin was
guys
referring
do
to
timing and
timing
precision
throws,
drills, man. Yeah, timing and precision
But
drills.
he did throw one. He threw one pass that was a rope. He did throw one.
He got real scared.
Hey,
My
but
point is
people
all
forget
Mark
that
is
Coach
stirring
Flores.
shit, right?
People forget that Coach Flores made an agreement that
to take it
said,
easy.
you know, right.
Yeah.
It's just so stupid. It just passes by their head, bro.
Yeah.
And let's be real, he got real scared when Baker called his ass out in that interview.
Yep.
Oh, you mean Landon Roberts?
Yeah.
Landon Roberts called him out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was
Landon
backpedaling.
Yeah.
Oh, what are you talking about? What are you talking about?
I didn't do that.
I didn't say nothing.
I didn't say anything.
Hey, and the thing is about like his man. That Coach Flores hasn't coached, a man yet. I mean, he's literally adding, he's signing a bunch of tackles and wide receivers. He's adding depth to so many positions to add competition. So the cream, rises to the top and gets a winner. You're creating men out of competition, hard work, dedication. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what he meant by that comment. The guy's an idiot, bro. I mean, Omar does make some good points from time to time. I'm not going to say he doesn't.
Yeah.
But it's just,
Sometimes he has brain farts.
Leave him alone. Leave Omar alone.
He said that too in the interview. He said he has no filter. He just says what comes to his mind. So,
but sometimes, sometimes he gets the best of himself. Sometimes, man. Sometimes he outsmarts himself a little bit, and it's like
And then he gets ratioed.
Yeah,
I can't wait to see how Brian Flores actually responds to that, because Lord knows that's going to get to him.
Yeah.
Not to his mind, but like the message is going to.
Well, you see how much they've cut back Armando from asking questions.
Yeah,
true.
Flores, they were gonna cut Flores off, and he says, "Oh, I got a couple more minutes. I can take a couple more questions. Armando, what do you got?" And he called Armando out. But all right, shout out to all the members: Damian Deese, your boy Trev, MF Fins 1, Ricketic, Greg A, Seth, Drew Boo, Twizzle, Law 100-442, Timothy Whiteman, Yawa Bulla, Bruce 1, Foxing Around, Dr. Draft, Timothy Sapinenza, Nico, Mighty Dolphins, Dolphins Sweden, Fake Spike 94, Jazz 803, Luke Sparkman, D Ray 91, Tilly, Flips, Marcus 84, Franks, Ty Rhodes, Florida Born, SC 42, Corn 72, Trap Orange Media, Cody Patron, The Show, Jonesy Fins Nation, Kevin Williams, Rhonda, Philip Leduc, Zachary Harris, Dennis Klassen, Powerhouse, Daniel Galagos, Thunder Cleus, Jeremy Klump, Birdman, William Bolesky, Cody Graham, 100 Ante, Ryan Bathgate, Ramon Casillas, Marino's Goat, Michael Simmons, Ron Levy, Chad Marchione, Tony Marine, Canadian Fin Gone Wild, BK Today, Barry Bailey, DC, Soa Powell, Tyler, Richmond Webb, Cap for Life, Furious KL Day, Go to Valoa, Derek Huggins, Bleezy 38, Rhino Sith, Irving, Justo, Julian Gonzalez, Scorpion King 271, Fin Fans for Life, Jason Graham, Chef Jude, Ty Jenkins, Quint Riddle, Tony V, Robert Martin, Tony Usawa, Y01, Jose Valdez, Ennis Campbell, Mari, Fred Rivera, Justin Dunker, and Cash. And of course, shout out to each and every one of the Patreons: Rhino Sits, Big Spike 94, K All Day, Ramon Casillas, Seth, Slim Pickens, Ricketic, Red Dino, Marino's Goat, your boy Trev, Josh, Jazz 803, Martin, the homie Martin, Zoe Vegas 75, Cap for Life, Arkham Elf, Irving, Drew Boo, The Show, Jawar Thompson, Jeff Jackson, Mighty Dolphin, Ben Glassford, Andre Villarreal, J Love T, Todd. I haven't seen Todd in a while. Hope you're doing well, bro. The Enigmatic Man, Chalk Vanilla Straw, Georgia Boy 23, Florida Born, Michael Rodriguez, Dennis Klassen, Philip Leduc, Cody Patron, Tommy Flores, Ron Levy, Marino Ron, Anthony J. Marine, Brent Potvin, and Anthony. Appreciate each and every one of you guys for showing love. And, you know, when my videos get demonetized, my player breakdowns, you guys make it worthwhile. So you guys are the ones I do it for. And I'm working on what I'm going to be having come first for members only and the Patreon. I'm going to be having a video coming soon just for those people. So I'm working on that. All right, let's go through final thoughts. Rhino Sith, final thoughts, buddy.
I just want to say congratulations to Damien. He's getting married on Sunday. Everyone wishes you the best, dude.
Oh, man. Yes, sir.
Happy wishes.
Run!
Run!
Start the car! Start the car!
Run into her arms, Damien. Run into her arms.
Oh, this guy.
Very poetic.
And we'll look, like I said a few months ago, we'll all be looking back at this, the whole Tua stuff, and we'll be laughing about it. It's going to be a joke. Fins up.
Josh, $9.99 donation. The show was one for the books. Appreciate you, homie. Martin, your final thoughts, buddy.
Yes, sir. Reason, thank you again for having me on. Appreciate it. Great panel tonight. And I'm just glad you know what, we're that much closer to the season. I'm hoping and praying that the team continues to progress and unite with each other, because it's getting to the point where we're all seeing, you know, the media's against us, and that I'm cool with that, because we don't need them in the first place. They're just here to talk. We're here to play. And I hope the Dolphins really take it into take this personal, you know, and come out and really play and fight for each other. And shout out to Lynn Bowden, man, because that's been one guy I've unintentionally been leaving off of that receivers list, you know, that I always dish out for you guys. But he is quietly one of the better football players on our team, and I hope he really steps up big time and finds his niche in this offense, man, because I'm ready to see him ball too, man. But fins up, man.
Hold on a sec. Storm Warrior, I am sending you the Patreon link right now. It's just patreon.com/Phinside the NFL. It should work. I just checked it. So there's the Patreon for you, Storm. It should be in the comment section right now. Oh, that changed the order of things. Show, what's up, buddy? What are your final thoughts?
Yeah, I just love the content as usual. The panel, Reason, the chat, Fins up, man. It's easy. I think there's some frustration. We're all like, we've had enough. We just want to get to it, right? You know, like when I'm in doing comments and stuff, and people are saying stupid shit about Tua, you know, I just like, hey, enjoy the season, casual, Fins up. I don't have time for it anymore. You know what I mean? And I think we're all there, judging by tonight. Tonight was a lot of fun, man. Enjoy the 3-day weekend, guys. Fins up.
Yeah, I had my 3-day weekend last weekend, but every day feels like the same day when you're raising a 3-year-old and a 5-month-old. Literally, it just all feels like one long day.
Yeah. Yep.
The only way I know it's a different day is when I have deadlines, like doing Sunday night. Sunday night, I'll be back for the Liam Eichenberg prospect video, prospect preview video. Pyro, your final thoughts, buddy.
Well, I just want to say I feel bad.
How did I know? How did I know?
My tour. I felt my play calling was superb. I thought that I was doing a good job. But I figured that I let the team down a little bit. I regret nothing.
Is that Changeli or Hal Habib?
I enjoyed my NyQuil by the nightstand. And I just want to let everybody know that I feel that I must apologize.
Man, you're making it harder on this blunt right now, boy. Oh, man, you a fool.
What's up, everybody?
What's up, man?
That's good.
Red comment. Let's hear your final thoughts, buddy.
Yeah, Tua's just. I don't even want to talk about it.
Like the Dolphin.
It's frustrating, bro.
Yeah, man, that Dolphin.
It is.
Yeah,
Everyone can't get over the picture now.
I'm doing some photo editing. You know the red eyes meme?
Yeah, the Bitcoin meme.
Yeah,
that's on Tua right now. Or it's on Rhino Sith.
Yeah,
it looks like Collins Knight.
You gotta add that to the Dolphin.
Yeah, definitely.
No, you don't really need to add anything to that, bro.
Yeah, that's
you know what's funny? Because it's smaller than the actual blown up pic that we shown, that little like reflection mouth thing in his mouth actually looks like a nose. Yeah. So if you look at it, it looks like a human faced dolphin.
Yeah, you know what? It looks like. It looks like the light that's been shown him is car headlights, so it kind of looks like a freaking ghost. I rolled up on a ghost. You know what I'm saying?
You should add red lights without bodies in the background.
Oh yeah.
So it's a bunch of dolphins looking. Yeah.
Like gators or dogs or
Florida born. Let's get your final thoughts, buddy.
It's just more arsenal for Tua when Tua comes out and wins his MVP. And I feel like we're gonna have the number one defense in the NFL. Fins up.
Boom.
Everyone get comfortable. Irving's next. Irving, let's get your final thoughts, bro.
Y'all already know I'm good. I'm good on my end.
Hey, all I know is Tua's gonna come out like the Undertaker in 2021 after all that media, talking shit and stuff. All the bias against him and all that. But basically what Tua said in his interview in the OTAs with the media, and regarding Lynn Bowden's comments, it just validated and confirmed everything that we've been saying on the show for the past few months, years, about the ineptitude of the offense. The relationship regarding Changeli and Tua, and of course with Fitz. It just shows you that even though he didn't have full grasp of the playbook and he didn't have the ability to, audible or make plays at the line of scrimmage or whatever, it shows you that even though his physical and the limitations by the coaching staff, he still shined, he still shined. He still had his moments. It showed us that why we selected him at number 5, man, So, this kid has a very bright future, and just, he's going to come out, bro. He's going to come out for throats, and we just got to prepare ourselves. It's going to be a nice ride, bro. So just buckle up your seatbelt. So, fins up.
Fins up.
Yes, sir.
Josh, your final thoughts, buddy.
He's been banished to the shadow realm. Let's keep
moving. Beep, beep.
He's in the middle of a battle for a game.
All right, Josh is MIA.
He fell asleep.
Cash,
he's done that before.
It's better he fell asleep muted than he did not muted. Yeah. Cash, let's see your final thoughts.
Thank you for having me on the show again. Good show, good panel. Like everyone said. Touching on some of the comments, from Lynn Bowden and some of the Tua comments himself. Anyone who is surprised or they just don't understand how that could be. I don't know any rookie who knows the entire playbook and how to check in and out of plays, who know how to read defenses just walking into the NFL. Everyone played at different levels at some point in time. Everybody had to start somewhere. everybody had to start and everybody had to learn, and they were definitely better in their second year and moving forward. So I really don't expect anything different from Tua. That's just par for the course. And that's what I got. I think he'll be fine. Everything that he was doing wrong last year, he's addressing this year. So, it's really in his, hands right now. So he'll be fine. He'll do what he needs to do. I know that I believe. Let's do it.
Agreed.
Yeah,
Well said,
Josh
man.
got disconnected. Appreciate you coming through though, Josh, man, as usual. All right, guys. I will be back on Sunday night for the Liam Eichenberg prospect preview show. And after I do the prospect preview and I go over any news there may be, which I highly doubt, I'll open it up again to you guys for a little bit. You already know what time it is. So I will see all of you guys back here on Sunday night, right in the middle of your long weekend, Memorial weekend. So until Sunday, you already know what time it is. It's Fins Up all day, every day, baby. I'll see y'all in under 48.